All righty.
Good evening and welcome to the Speaker MC show where it's all about relationships. And today it's going to be about some fun and engaging topic. The topic is, you ate all of it? Yes, we're going to have a very interesting show today, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're new to the Speaker MC show, let me just welcome you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. On the Speaker MC show, we have 60 minutes of free-flowing conversation, non-scripted, and it's all surrounding one topic and one topic only. And tonight, we are going to talk about emotional eating. Stressed is desserts spelled backwards. Yes. On the Speaker MC show, what we intend to do is a trifecta of satisfaction. First, we will, I'm hearing some noise over there. First, we will give you, the audience, all the information that's needed surrounding this topic of emotional eating. Then, for our guests, it provides a platform to expose their businesses to an audience to whom is outside of their circle. And of course, the third mission is just to have fun, just engaging fun. So, like I said, our topic tonight is emotional eating. You ate all of it? Yeah, you ate it all. We're going to dive into this problem of emotional eating. And first, we're going to talk about what is the problem of emotional eating. And then we're going to analyze how it shows up. Then we're going to provide solutions. Now, I keep saying we. You're wondering, who is this we? Well, I am joined by a guest. Well, actually, usually we have two guests on the show. And tonight I decided to be one of the guests. But please help me to welcome this lady who is so worldly. Her name is Najami. And Najami has been in the holistic health field and as a massage therapist for over 27 years. The Circle of Life Transformation Coaching Program presents Bush Woo Man Conversations Project. Override stinking thinking. How stinking thinking creates emotional eating. Use food as fuel. And Najami also helps one to create a transformational shift that helps one to gain more confidence about their life choices, direction, action with authenticity, with authentic integrity, and freedom from limiting beliefs. Please help me welcome Miss Najami Lezama. Najami!
Hey, hi.
Welcome,
what a wonderful
welcome.
intro. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And our second guest is me, your host, Marcia Chambers, consultant media personality, and I'm also the EP, the executive producer of this show, the Speaker MC show. I also co-host the Rebel Soul show on the Red Hot Radio on Saturdays, as well as my latest project, which is S.W.E.L.L. for women, sexual wellness and empowered living lifestyles for women, where we urge women to give themselves permission to be sexual and sensual. And coming early this year, we're going to have a spinoff of the Speaker MC show called the S.W.E.L.L TV. So stay tuned for that. Yes, so welcome me. Yay! So I am doing dual roles tonight, wearing two hats.
Yeah, and I love that whole sexual show kind of energy. That's my kind of cup of tea. I love that.
Exactly. That's why there's so much synergy here.
Yes, indeed.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you stay towards the end of the show, we will definitely hook you up with some real nice offers. Both our guests have created complimentary offers for our guest tonight. So please stay tuned towards the end of the show where you'll be able to see and receive your prizes. And right now we're going to pause for the cause. We're going to do a commercial break, and a commercial break from one of our sponsors of the show tonight. And our sponsor is the SpeakerMC show. Yes. Are you a startup? Do you want to reach a global audience? Do you speak to entrepreneurs? Well, the SpeakerMC show can help. www.speakermc.com. All businesses need additional exposure. Social media and word of mouth, they're great. But how about using an additional platform to help you to gain that exposure? The SpeakerMC show can help. www.speakermc.com. That's right. The SpeakerMC show broadcasts live on alternate Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. The SpeakerMC show, where it's all about relationships. If you want to spread the word about your business, the SpeakerMC show can help. Contact us, www.speakermcshow. So as I said, tonight, we are talking about emotional eating. Let me turn my video back on so you guys can see me. We are speaking about emotional eating. We want to delve into what is emotional eating. So, Najami, I know that you have expertise in holistic health. What can you tell us about emotional eating? I think a lot of, let me just back up for 1 second, because most of the time these shows are inspired by some real life event that took place. And for me, my real life event is when I was working on touching the fine tuning points of S.W.E.L.L. I was going through so much stress. And I found myself up at 2 in the morning eating cookies and eating cheese and eating all kinds of stuff, and going to sleep at 7 and then waking back up at 10, you know, not getting enough rest and just going that whole cycle all over again. And in no time, and this is after going through 2 months of rigorous watching what I ate and doing some workouts, I started to blow up again. And it kind of pissed me off. And I said, well, you know, this emotional eating crap is really crazy. So that kind of inspires this show. What exactly is it that you could put a face on the emotional eating? I just found comfort in the junk foods because I was so focused on what I was doing and trying to get my work done. What can you put towards that?
Well, you said a lot of very key things. From a coaching perspective, I would ask, what is this craving asking of you? What is this craving really trying to tell you as well? Because when we have a certain change in our behavior, that cause us to react in a certain manner, it is something deep inside that we're not fulfilling. And so it's all about what it is that spirit is really calling for you to do. And, you know, we have imbalances of spirit, we have imbalances of energies. So while we are creating and doing these fabulous projects, there are times the stress from making it happen can make us crave comfort foods. As you said earlier, you were craving certain comfort foods, the cheese, the cookies, the things that were helping you to feel saturated. And sometimes, because, you know, maybe the only kind of support you had at that time was those comfort foods. But the attachment to emotional eating really starts from as a child. It starts them as a child and is triggered by certain emotions. And when we can identify where those emotional pockets or dysfunctional emotional thinking comes from, we are better able to handle it as adults. Because if we don't get a handle on it as adults, it can create a lot of mental and physical ailments. I'm hearing somebody in the background.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can mute the audience. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So if we don't, there are times when life circumstances is going to occur. And sometimes it creates emotions like anger, depression, loneliness, loss, which is all part of stress, confusion. Let's say a parent separated when you were a child. And so therefore you deal with abandonment issues. Or a situation happened with you with a parent dying, and that can even trigger an anger state.
So wait a minute. So you're saying to me that I thought that it was just a normal, stressful situation because I was trying to get things done, and you're saying that it might be something even deeper than just plain old stress?
Yes, it's something deeper because we have to look at, you seem to be a very driven woman. Now, part of your rearing, were you raised by a family member, father, or mother, who were very much on point with getting things done and making sure that you are, you do your best? Were you ever raised in a kind of environment like that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Both my parents expected nothing but excellence.
Okay.
So they were both driven, and I guess because I was raised in that driven environment, I guess I had no other choice but to be driven.
Okay, there you go. So you have been trained to be like that. So here you are, tapping into your wonderful talents and skills. And you're so hell-bent on making sure it is of maximum potential and is the best that you can give it. It brings you back to that childhood experience that you had, or that emotional state that you had of getting things done properly, because you don't want to disappoint yourself. And you're also thinking, well, this is how I was raised. This is what my parents also taught me. So I got to make sure that I'm on point with what I'm doing. Foods are also attached to the emotional state. So starches, carbohydrates, deals with not feeling fulfilled.
The comfort foods.
Yes, when we're not feeling fulfilled, or we just need to feel like, oh my God, I've accomplished this, I've done this. Sometimes we crave that, but it's coming from an unhealthy place. Sugars come from not feeling loved. Not feeling love, hence the reason around the Valentine's with the chocolates and all of that stuff. The sugars, these with sweetness, a romance, not enough romance, not enough love. But I want to say the dangerous thing about not having enough love is that if you don't love yourself, you got to start loving yourself, liking yourself, loving yourself, treating yourself well. And once you start loving yourself, it's a way of raising your standards and raising your values about who you are. And once you have a kind of a healthy check on that part of your ego, you no longer have the cravings for certain type of foods. So everything is really, really, really under the, I don't know if you ever heard of the story of the Princess and the Pea.
No, never heard of that one. What's that one about?
The story of the Princess and the Pea was a story that we learned in school in the Caribbean. It's an English story. And it's about this princess who couldn't sleep under a mattress, and they piled mattresses upon mattresses because there was a pea at the bottom, at the first mattress. So they got 10, 12, let's say they got even 100 mattresses. Hypothetically, I'm kind of stretching the story. But the thing is that no matter how high the mattress was, the princess still felt the pee under the first mattress. So the moral of the story is that when you react to something, when you behave in a certain manner, it is not just about that situation that it causes you to erupt. It is about something deeper that you're not addressing. And if you don't address it or look at it, it is going to show up in different ways in your life, in relationships with people, your business, everything.
I wholeheartedly agree. And you raised some points that I thought were very interesting. So you said that when people crave sugar, it's because of this lack of being loved or being worth something. So let me ask you, when they crave salt, what does that mean? Is there a difference?
Or craving different things mean different things. And also to certain emotional states connect with certain organs of the body. So let's say sweetness and let's say dealing with love, dealing with emotional of love, deals with heart chakra, the heart energy, or the heart organ. The whole idea of not feeling fulfilled, you're dealing with intestinal and stomach area, that chakra, third chakra, second chakra. Sweetness also deals with sex, believe it or not, because the whole idea of enticing someone is a kind of a sweetness that comes with that. Grief, feeling a lot of grief, a lot of sadness, deals a lot with lung, the lung issue, the lung area, the lung chakra. Dealing with fear, you're fearful, you're worried about, do I have enough money? Am I going to be able to take care of this, or how am I going to pay my bills? Affects the health of the kidneys, because kidneys deal with fear, that emotion of fear and money. Can affect, because everything is about energy. We are energy beings first and foremost. So then anger is ruled by liver.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, anger affects the state of the liver, because the liver deals with that emotion. So people who are angry all the time and not even happy for themselves or happy for others, who always look like, that's why I don't listen to television. I try my best not to. I'm serious, because it puts you in that state of anger all the time, because the news you keep listening to, you get in a state of fear, and getting in that state of fear creates these illusionary, like I saw something, someone sent me that a newscaster said, today on the news, more stuff of what we made up.
That's what it said? More stuff of what we made up?
Yes.
The audacity.
And it was a sarcastic kind of remark. I thought someone did a great job at it. And it's true, because a lot of times the things on the news are things that they make up.
Of course.
And if you don't pay attention to your emotional states, you are going to start seeing a psychiatrist. You're going to start taking certain medications.
Yes.
You are going to either end up in a loony house, or you could kill yourself.
Yes.
And you have to be on top of that instead of that being on top of you. You have to be so careful. So therefore, all of these things trigger foods, kind of foods, the junk food, the potato chips. And one of the things that I must say is that, okay, nothing wrong with eating certain junk foods if you have a craving. I bought some ice cream, and I'm talking about the little sample size of Haagen-Dazs in the summer. Yes. The last time I ate any kind of ice cream like that, well, I haven't eaten ice cream in about 20 years.
Wow.
But for some reason, I had a craving for that. And I couldn't understand, well, why would I have a craving for that? And yes, I am working on building my business and my career. And I ate the sucker and it felt so good. Oh my God. It felt so good.
So what were you tapping into there?
I was tapping into it because I was doing some mission work with an organization called The Process. We went to Haiti. I'm building my coaching. I still am, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I made it a point not to let that control me, in a sense that the craving was sweet, it was nice. And I know that if I continue eating that, I'm going to be a couple sizes bigger than what I like to wear. And then it's summertime, so I am trying to look. So that part of the ego control that. I have, very good discipline with certain type of foods.
Mm-hmm.
And in certain areas, I don't. I'm a cassava fiend. I love cassava. I can eat cassava morning, noon, and
Really?
actually. Yeah, I am a cassava woman. I love cassava. Oh my God, fried. Oh, I really love it. And my doctor told me I had to kind of cool down from that because it creates, it's a carbohydrate. It's a starch.
But it's healthy.
And
it's a healthy
everything
starch.
in life, it is very, yes, I'll tell you how healthy it is. Matter of fact, it strengthens the vajayjay in women.
Woo woo! You hear that, ladies?
Yes, cassava strengthens your womb, your vajayjay, ladies. Trust me, okay? Not saying that I need any more help, but I just love cassava. Now, cassava, I don't buy bread. I haven't bought bread in over 5 years in my house.
Wow.
And that is from my nutritionist that I work with. My nutritionist, we're going to do a workshop in March together. And but I haven't bought bread in a long time. Now, I'm not saying I may not eat a piece of bread if I go out for dinner or something, but I try to control my eating. It's like, when things happen to you, you have to ask yourself, what is this lesson or this experience here to teach me? And if you're doing a habit that is very unhealthy, you're not sleeping well, you're eating certain type of foods, you have to really, really take control of that feeling, of the sense that, okay, I need to start exercising, or I need to work with to really be on top of this.
Okay, so let me interrupt you right there. Yeah, let me interrupt you right there, because at that point when all of this eating was going on, basically I just attuned it to, I'm just stressed out because I want to get this done. And that was it. I know that I have certain disciplines and I know when to kind of rein it in, so to speak, but not everyone is kind of blessed, I should say, with that kind of sense or third eye. Some people get caught up in what's called unconscious eating. You've heard of that? Where they just eat and it seems like they're obsessed with eating and they have no control over stopping. Their stomachs are full and they're still continuing to eat. And some people engage in this kind of activity because they hate their bodies. I've heard of that. Oh, I hate my body, so I'm just going to continue eating. It's not going to get any better. And then they continue. So this emotional eating, I heard that is also an issue. And especially not just for women, but also for men. You want to care to comment on that?
Yeah, that's like binge eating. You're full, but you're still eating because you have this need to fulfill. And that has a lot to do with depressive states of consciousness. When you value and you love yourself, you're not going to do destructive things to yourself. And some people do need to see a therapist and psychologist. I mean, I work in psychology and I work in the field with substance abuse where I counsel and speak with people on a daily basis. So when one is not loving themselves, they tend to rely is that because cognitively you are believing the illusion in your mind that you're not worth it. You're believing that you're too fat. You're believing that you're ugly. You're believing that there's something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you keep playing and rewinding that tape over and over in your subconscious,
Mm-hmm.
because it's what happens in the subconscious is what it is that triggers the behaviors and also
Right.
triggers the attraction
Right.
to prosperity and things in our lives.
Right.
So you have to really, either some people do need a therapist and there's some people who don't. And you have to also practice ways on how you can raise your psyche, raise your level of consciousness by example.
Well, hold
listening,
on.
For one, getting rid of TV. That's number one.
Hold on one second, Najami, because we're also going to delve into the solutions aspect of it. I didn't want us to go preemptively into that part of it. What I wanted us to discuss,
okay.
We were talking about the roots of it and how a lot of this is triggered through our emotional past, our limited past.
Yes.
So now that we know what it is, and I want to delve into a little bit more of some of the why. I know we touched on some emotions, but I wanted us to go a little bit deeper because some of these whys manifest into obesity and they manifest into diabetes. And like you said, low self-esteem and even low libido, because what I teach is for women to have sexual wellness. And some of them have body image issues. And S.W.E.L.L deals with that, where they counteract all these kind of limiting thoughts and beliefs like you were mentioning, and having them believe more into themselves and having that know that they have that self-worth. But when it does manifest into something as tangible as obesity, type 2 diabetes, you know, how do we rein that in? I know we have medication for it, but is there another way that we can circumvent this from happening? Yeah, watch what you eat and all that, but how do we rein it in?
I think you rein that in by identifying your needs and your values.
The needs and the values. So you have to tap into
your needs. Yeah, you have to, because everything is from within. If everything what's happening within is what it shows on the exterior, right?
Right.
You have to be able to identify your self-worth, your needs and your values is very important. Despite the fact that media or television portrays images of people being slim or slim being attractive, and sometimes to the extreme, if you don't have a strong sense of your self-worth or who you are or acceptance of yourself, you are going to feel always inadequate. You're going to feel that you don't measure up. If you buy into the belief that lighter skin is better, if you don't accept your beautiful black skin, if you don't think that I deserve better treatment. Let's talk about staying in abusive relationships.
Yes.
But even when you eat certain foods that are not healthy for you, it is an abuse of self.
Yes.
Why do I feel I need to treat myself in such a manner? Why do I feel I deserve to be around certain friends or in certain environments, whatever have you? Again, it has to do with your value and your self-worth. And once you raise your standards, raise your values, it raises your self-worth. It all matters in creating an attitude, a change in your attitude, because your attitude changes your altitude.
Absolutely.
And if you don't change your attitude in the way how you look at things, you have to start looking at the glass as half full instead of half empty.
Yes.
And if you don't make attempts to change your behavior, and I'm so itching to go into solutions, but I'll wait until you give me that cue. It is a matter of identifying what your triggers are, what your patterns are. If when I get in an argument or fight with my children or my husband or my man, why do I go for the ice cream?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I craving the ice cream? Because every time that happens, or I go for that drink, or you have to identify what that is. So therefore, I'm not going to surrender my power to let you get me so upset, or that situation to get me so upset that I'm going to become drawn to that food, or I'm going to let anger, because the emotion is what triggers the food, right? So you're not feeling love. Your husband is treating you abusively, or your children not showing you appreciation. And there you go, look in your wounds. You go in the kitchen, take out a big tub of ice cream, and you have a party. And you lick your wounds by eating the ice cream. But then the thing is that because you have such an addictive behavior at times, we all have addictive behaviors to certain things, but because we have that addiction to the sugar, and sugar is a dangerous thing. Sugar is a drug in itself, just like heroin or cocaine. And you eat it tonight, and then you go and buy another tub, and next thing you know, you can't walk through the door, you can't fit in the certain clothes, and then you start complaining that you don't want to exercise because exercise is so hard. Well, before you got to this size, the body was letting you know that, listen, you need to watch this. Again, so feelings of, let's say, children who tend to feel that they were abandoned, and some of us feel that way because our parents left to go to make a better way for us. It doesn't mean that what they did was right, but they did what they had to do at that time. So you go into a relationship with a man or woman, and the things just don't work out. And therefore, all of a sudden, those feelings come flooding in that you had when you were a kid about someone leaving you, abandoning you, not supporting you, not feeling supported. Wow. So therefore, you go for the bread. You go for the cookie, the starchy things that makes you feel fulfilled. Like, so when the stomach has a second brain, the stomach is considered a second brain in of itself.
Yeah,
really.
I had heard that. Yeah, and that's why intuition is so good. Where they say trust your gut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because of the nerve endings in the stomach.
Oh,
they're the same nerve endings that are in. Yeah, I had heard that as well. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
so
trust your gut.
I know you went into this explanation about all the organs that are affected by certain emotional criteria. I ask again, when you crave salt, what does that mean? Because that's my addiction, so to speak.
Well, I don't want to give the wrong information, because presently, at the moment, I'm trying to decipher in my head the salt. Because
okay, so we'll come back. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that.
Because that, right now in my brain, it's not scrambling the reason for salt. I know that I see strong things deals a lot with the need to be heard, the need to express oneself.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. People with very yang personalities tend to, I got it. People with yang personalities tend to crave very hot, spicy, pungent things. Woo. People who are very yin, yin in a sense that personalities will tend to crave things like salt. And salt may deal with the emotion of, you don't want to offend anybody. You want to be able to do what you have to do in a flowing, smooth kind of a way. You don't like too much drama. You don't deal with dramas very well. You can't, you're not of that ilk. It throws you off very badly. So the whole idea of creating a business and getting things started is kind of interrupting with your flow, with your chi, with your movements, and things running smoothly like water. So yeah, you can tend to crave the salt. And also too, it could be a thyroid issue as well. Let me just say that.
Oh dear.
Well,
just bust my bubble now, won't you?
No, but we have to get those things checked. No, we had to get those things checked, because sometimes thyroid issues also create elicit certain type of emotional states as well. When your hormones are not balanced, it
Oh,
tends to do that
oh
as
well.
well.
All right.
But that's okay.
All right.
It's
So
all part of being human.
all part of being human. All part of being human.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you shared with us tonight about the emotions, how they affect certain organs in the body, that I never gave that a second thought. With the liver, I just assumed that the liver was just a filtration system. And you're saying that the liver is affected by the anger that we can kind of pent up. I thought it was just, people who drank a lot, that it affects the liver. And your emotional sadness and your fear affects the kidneys. That's pretty interesting stuff. So I really thank you. We're here with Najami Lezama, ladies and gentlemen, on the Speaker MC show. And we're going to break for commercial for right now. And we're going to have a commercial break. And our commercial will be from the Speaker MC. Yes. The Speaker MC show. Are you a startup? Do you want to reach a global audience? Do you speak to entrepreneurs? The Speaker MC show can help. www.speakermc.com. All businesses need additional exposure. Social media and word of mouth, they're great. But how about using additional platforms to help you gain that exposure? The Speaker MC show can help. www.speakermc.com. The Speaker MC show broadcasts live on alternate Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The Speaker MC show, where it's all about relationships. If you want to spread the word about your business, the Speaker MC show can help. Excuse me. Contact us at www.speakermc.com. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you for sticking with us. So we're back, and we're talking tonight on the Speaker MC show with our guest, Najami Lezama. And I am your host, the Speaker MC, Marcia Chambers. And we're speaking about emotional eating. The title of the show is You Ate All of It? We spoke about what emotional eating is. We spoke about some of the triggers, and we spoke about how it manifests. How can you tap into, why is it that I'm just, excuse me, eating obsessively for no reason? Now, we're going to touch on some of the solutions that we offer. And remember, I promised you at the beginning of the show, if you remain to the end, you'll be getting some real good gifts from our guests. And our guest tonight, Najami Lezama, and of course, me, Marcia Chambers, Speaker MC. So, Najami, let us talk about some of the solutions. What can you suggest that, bless you. Oh, you okay? Sip some wine.
Yes, thank you.
What can you suggest that could help us to counter this kind of behavior that manifests into this food addictive type?
Well, so can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. There are certain tools that we need to apply on a consistent basis.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the tools require us, like one of the tools I recommend is meditation.
Aha, that's my go-to.
Yeah, meditation is an excellent tool, and there are different kinds of meditation. Mm-hmm. Meditation is not all about sitting and crossing your legs and listening to some relaxing music and following your breath. Meditation can come through writing,
mm-hmm.
writing down how you feel, writing down I gave a friend of mine an exercise. She was going through an emotional roller coaster. And I said, in one sentence, I want you to write how you feel negatively. And in the next sentence, I want you to write the opposite of that. And write until you feel you can't write anymore.
Like a brain dump.
Yes. So writing is very meditative in of itself, taking a walk in the park, in nature, just being aware of your now and being grateful for what you have. Because sometimes situations and life will take you to a place where it has power over you, and you have to learn to tell things like that. You have no power here.
But wait a minute, Najami, because in today's climate, in today's 21st century day and age, where you're telling people to be grateful, there's so many people who are in stressful states for one reason or another, especially the political climate. How can they adjust that kind of thinking into a thinking of gratitude? How can they implement this seamlessly?
Well, that's a very hard pill to swallow, because you have to want to do that. I mean, we can talk about different ways of people to tap into their deeper inner selves or subconsciously to feel better. But you also have to want to do it, because we have addictive behaviors and they're addictive personalities. And some people are addicted to drama.
Yes. Yes.
Some people are addicted to chaos and arguments and discord. I remember I was dating a man one time and he said he likes to push buttons.
Yes.
I said, excuse me?
It must have been the same guy I dated.
I don't know, but honey, he said the reason why he liked to push buttons was because he liked makeup sex.
Yeah.
I said, you like makeup sex? I said, well, that is not I would not recommend you do that with me. Because I'm not the one to push buttons with. Even though we all throw a little corn here and there in our relationship just to get a little rise, but not to do it intentionally to create arguments all the time. It has a lot to do with the neurons and the wiring in your brain that causes people to act the way how they do. If there's an imbalance or the neurons are not wired in a particular, what we call normal way. I mean, I'm not a neurologist, but I have done enough research and read enough reading to understand that there's definitely an imbalance where the arguments, the tensions, the stress, the drama, people get a rise or high from that. As a matter of fact, National Geographic did something on that many years ago. I saw that about that type of wiring. That's why you have your psychopaths. That's why you have your anti-personality disorders, your bipolar disorders, because there's something that is not wired properly within the brain, and it's wired differently. So therefore, when people get addicted to the depression, when they say, well, you don't understand my depressive state. Yes, you may have something that is definitely wired differently. Can I overcome it? You can overcome it if you choose to overcome it. Because let me tell you something, when people say misery loves company, that is so true. There's some people who need validation so badly that they will even fake a funk.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. But what I know that has worked for me, and I have shared it with a few people, clients and others, and I said, listen, just think of all the things that you are presently in abundance with. You look outside and you see the trees. Oh my God, the trees have leaves again today? Yeah, they had leaves yesterday, they had leaves today, they'll have leaves tomorrow. The sun comes up every day for you. You get 84,000 seconds every day to do with whatever you want to do. You get that deposit every day. And sometimes they just never think of it in that way. And I say,
That's right.
you know, there are people who are in the richest place in the world, the graveyard, and they wish that they could be here, and you are here. So that's something to be grateful for. You're not pushing up daisies. You're here.
Right,
So
right.
I try to tell them from that simplistic manner that they could adopt that kind of thinking. Like they get up and, you know, people say, yeah, I get up and I say, yeah, thank God. But do you really thank God? Do you really? Or do you just say the words because that's what you're supposed to say?
It's an unwashing of the brain, the brainwashing. It's a reconditioning paradigm. You have to work on reprogramming the way how you think. And that requires, like I say, you listen, yes, attitude of gratitude by being grateful for simple things is one way, and I totally agree with that. Listening to motivational tapes on speakers, and you have to listen to motivational tapes on speakers every day.
Right.
I'm not saying you may miss a day, but you have to make it a practice. It's like reading good books. You have to be eating good food. Eating good food, you don't eat good food once in a while. You make it a practice to eat more healthy. Right? Well, you make it a practice to eat more healthy. I'm not saying that you don't eat a little junk once in a while, but I'm saying is that you tend to eat more so your foods is more live as much as possible. You're not buying fried chicken all the time or buying certain foods. You try to make a lot of your own foods if you can. Some people don't like the kitchen. I get it. I understand. So therefore you hire a chef. I mean, I used to cook for people professionally. I used to go to people's homes and prepare meals for them for the whole week and freeze it. I used to go to their homes once a week, prepare 10 to 12 dishes, pack it in the freezer when they come home from work, and it's all healthy and nutritious. And they had different assortments of different dishes.
What kind of dishes do you cook?
Can
you just give us an idea?
I have upful lentil soup. I have Mr. B's and his chicks, which is a chickpeas dish.
Okay.
I have ilaloo, which is a callaloo with green bananas, plantains, fish. It could be with fish or without fish.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you if it's all vegetarian.
No, it's not. I mean, I do eat fish. I still eat fish. I like fish. I don't buy chicken outside. I was a vegetarian for about 20 years, and something started happening physically with my body. My platelet counts was becoming very low, and it was taking a while for my platelet counts to, as much as I was eating healthy. And while I was in the doctor's office, I'm sitting in the doctor's office, and my spirit said to me, you need to eat piece of meat. And it was loud. It was very loud in my ears. It was like so amazing when I get messages, it comes like that. And so I started back eating piece of meat. It took a while for my body to get adjusted to it because I had to go to the bathroom a lot.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, please. My body was in shock. My body was in shock. It was traumatized. It was like, what the hell is this? And my body liked lamb. It loved lamb. Lamb was very digestible for my body. Beef, not so much.
What about goat?
Nah, I ain't touched goat yet at all.
Really?
I don't know why. I have not touched. Wait a minute. Did I eat some goat? I think I ate some goat when I was in Haiti last year. I think so. Yeah, some fried goat. Yeah, I had that.
They said that's the highest protein count.
Yeah, I had some goat in Haiti. It was very good.
Okay.
But the thing is that when I went back for my next blood test, my platelet counts were up.
Oh, okay.
So I said, okay. Now, there are certain things the body will crave, but that's a different conversation. But I want to come back to the programming of people's mindset. If you don't stand guard, Jim Rohn, motivational speaker named Jim Rohn.
Love him.
He was the mentor. Yes, he was the mentor for Tony Robbins. And there's a saying he has, which I love. You need to stand guard at the door of your mind.
Yep.
If you don't stand guard at the door of your mind, you will blame your mama, your papa, the culture, the white man, the green man, the Chinese man, the Indian man. You understand? So you have to get out of that mindset of blaming other people for your shortcomings. Yes, I am not saying that circumstances may not be set up to keep a certain culture of people or peoples in a certain way. Yes. But if you learn to rise above that by thinking differently, the laws of attraction will bring to you all the help you need to get you out of where you were to where you want to be. But you have to believe that. You have to believe that. You have to know that intrinsically inside of your spirit. You have to truly embody the 23rd Psalm, which I like to repeat, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. It doesn't mean that you should not want anything. You should want, but don't let the wants create such an attachment to you. I mean, I'm attached to certain things. That's why I have a lot of stuff in my apartment, because they all have a memory place in my head. And I know today or tomorrow, I close my eyes, all of this stuff to me is nothing, right?
Right.
But
you can't take it with you.
I can't take it with me. And I understand that. And also certain people as well. But the thing is that we have to reprogram our mindset so we don't become slave to triggers and patterns that cause us to eat certain foods or drink or drugs, as a matter of fact. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Right. Thank you.
Bless you.
Yeah. So.
Are you allergic to me?
So. No. There's all that stuff coming out. Talking about all that stuff, right? But it is so important to reprogress. So you got to read certain books. You got to listen to motivational tapes. I'm having a Bushwoman conversation workshop coming up on the 19th of March. 19th, and I had put the invitation out. I did my Facebook Live yesterday on Sunday. So if people go on my Facebook page, Najami Lezama, Lezama, you will see my Facebook Live. And I was talking about herbs and spices that strengthens the body and enhances sexual vigor. But this time, the workshop, we did the workshop on the 22nd of January about creating your vision book to create and activate your law of attraction. This time, we were talking about the health of the body. And we were talking about nutrition response testing. And nutrition response testing has to do with the stress in your life and how it triggers not only certain foods, but how the stress that causes you to crave certain type of foods or causes imbalances, how it throws off the body's systems in the body. So my most nutritionists, my nutritionists are also chiropractors. This is going to be done with a nutritionist and a chiropractor named Dr. Cucciado. Been in the field for over 20-something years. He is excellent with nutrition response testing, and he's going to demonstrate how it's done by touching certain reflex points that connect to the organs in the body. You extend an arm out based on the pulse that he will try to move your arm, and the point that he touched that connects to your kidney meridian, your adrenals, or whatever. Based on how your body responds, he knows that area needs to be worked on. And he gives you the great, should I say, nutrients that he has that balances those body systems. Because there's one vehicle you have.
Hold on one second. So is this technique similar to what they use with the pins?
Acupuncture.
Acupuncture and to reflexology, where they read the bottom. I was fascinated to know that the bottom of your feet, everyone's soul, S-O-L-E, the bottom of their feet, connects to the organs of the body. And whenever there's any kind of ailment or anything going wrong in a specific region, that it could be dealt with by just massaging certain pressure points on the foot. Is that true?
Well, yes, what you're saying there is true, but nutrition response testing, it's a little different. It is dealing with a diagnosis in identifying and naming the disease or the syndrome and the treatments of it, right? So it's not so much about diagnosing the treatment, it's not about that. It's about helping to strengthen, because all of the organs in the body are all connected. So let's say your kidneys are weak. It's directly going to affect your adrenals, because the adrenals sit right on top of your kidneys. And these organs also deal with emotional states, which is your fear, emotion.
That we spoke about earlier.
Right. And so the adrenals is your energy storehouse of the body. When the adrenals are drained, you don't have the impetus or sometimes the get up and go, or you allow fear to kind of pervade the consciousness.
Right.
If he checks your gallbladder and your liver, gallbladder and liver works together.
Right, right.
So if there are certain deep-seated resentment issues or anger you have about yourself or certain things or certain people, it affects the chi, the function of that energy vibration. That's why working on having an attitude of gratitude every day, as you said, the simple things. Oh my God, I woke up.
Yeah.
Because yesterday somebody didn't make it today.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can wiggle my toes. I can see. And today is a new day for me to start. So practice being in the now.
Yes.
Practice appreciating your nowness. Your nowness is so, so important. Oh my goodness, where on earth did you find that picture?
I found it though.
Oh my goodness.
God. Look at the time. So Najami,
I know.
Could you just give our audience, I know we have a synopsis here of where to find you and your offer, but in 30 seconds or less, can you just give them a little bit more about who Najami Lezama is?
Najami Lezama is a spiritual being that happened to be born in a country of Trinidad and Tobago in the body of a woman. Najami Lezama is Bushwoman. Bushwoman is that spirit that is working on bringing men and women together to create healthier communities. And anyone who connects with me at bushwomanconversations.com, the part of the offering, as part of your show, I'm giving them 10% off a massage therapy session and 10% if they purchase 4 coaching sessions, because I'm also a certified life coach. I'm an awareness life coach to help you evoke awareness to create wholeness within self and spirit. So you'll get a 10% off on 4 coaching sessions if you we create that package, and also on massage. But Najami Lezama is about love, peace, wholeness, and evoking awareness.
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. I thank you. I learned a lot today, and I hope our audience also gleaned a lot of information from you, because I know I sure did. And I do appreciate our active and vigorous conversation. And you can catch me. I am Marcia Chambers, the speaker MC, and I am the creator of S.W.E.L.L for women. And that is a project that enables women to learn about their sexual wellness and the importance of giving themselves the permission to be sensual and to be sexual, because we are sexual and sensual beings, and we, just like men, have needs. Yes, that is it. And for my offer, you can get a 30-minute complimentary discovery conversation so we can delve a little bit more deeply and see how you fit into the S.W.E.L.L experience. Najami, as she showed you, she has some at the Makata Museum on Sunday, March 19th, between 3 to 5 p.m., the Women's Month celebration, taking care of your divine temple with nutrition response testing. And that's at 88 Hanson Place in Brooklyn. And
no,
for
80,
me,
80. Uh-huh.
80 Hanson Place. That was a typo.
Yes.
And for
Okay.
me, I have some upcoming events. I'm doing 2 presentations this coming week, actually. February 14th and February 15th, I'll be on. Oh no, February 14th, that was canceled. The young lady, her mom died. See, talk about you're here today, you're not here tomorrow, that kind of thing. So unfortunately, rest in peace, that event was canceled for the 14th, but I'll be speaking on the 16th at the Bronx Toastmasters. And on Wednesday, the 15th, I'll be appearing for an interview on Nightline Radio. And on Saturday, my usual Saturday gig is 10 a.m. to 12 noon with the co-hosting the Rebel Soul Show on 102.3 FM with DJ Mackie and DJ Tony Bennett. Yes, be sure to
All
tune
right.
in and listen in to them. Full Caribbean sound, timeless music. And our next show will be on February 20th. And the show topic is, who do you think you're talking to? And that deals with communication, ineffective communication, but from a relational standpoint, an intimate relational standpoint. So be sure to join us. And it airs 9 p.m. Monday, February 20th. And you can catch us this. Here is the link. HTTPS Zoom USJ 607-700-6634. That's Zoom USJ 607-700-6634. And please join the green room so we can continue the conversation. Our conversation here is limited to only 1 hour. And I just want to say that people will not remember what you said. And people will not remember what you did. But people will remember how you made them feel. And that was from Dr. Maya Angelou. And I want to ask you, Miss Najami Lezama, how did you feel on this, the Speaker MC show? How was your first experience?
I felt as though I had a great opportunity to participate in my purpose. I thank you so much for allowing me or creating this platform to allow others like myself to express knowledge and information. I mean, it's what we have experienced along our journey. I don't know it all. I don't claim to know it all. Mm-hmm. But I definitely am driven to help people. And if I could borrow a line from Trump, to make people feel well again. To help people feel well. To help people feel well again. Like how he says, make America great again. By me helping others to feel well again or to feel great again empowers me to become also great again. So, hey, I love it. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I keep on doing the great work. Very proud of you, sister. Thank you so
thank
much.
you. Thank you. Thank you for your support and thank you for being here today. And I'm not sure if anyone from the audience wants to chime in. Please raise your hands in the chat box and let me know if you're willing to say a couple words, whether you wanted to make a comment or a suggestion. Yes, no, hello. We have some people tuning in. Nobody wants to say hello, say hi. Okay, well, we thank you for being here. And if that's all, then make sure that you make someone feel good. Just give them a smile and have a fabulous day. And thank you all for joining us. And we are out.